Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Stephania. Thank you so much for finding me here. I paused there at the beginning, so I'm using a different video thing, and I wasn't sure if it was recording. It looks like it is. We're just going to ask for divine order, calling in divine order for our technology for this video, for this offering, and so it is. All right, so I'm Dr. Stephania. Thank you so much once again for finding me here. I hope you're all having a beautiful day and beautiful week so far. I am a spiritual intuitive medium and spiritual life coach, and so I connect and drop in with the energy and creation of all that is. So we all have the ability to, it's just glitching there. Please record. Yeah. We all have the ability to connect to our intuition. We all have the ability to connect to the quantum field. Generally, as a collective, we've been conditioned to think of our sixth sense as something that's otherworldly or paranormal, right? We are spiritual beings. We are spiritual, energetic, omniscient beings have landed here in these physical bodies to have the experience of connecting in and awakening to our true essence, our true nature. The demands of the collective ego and the individual ego are really, really vast. And so this creates tremendous amount of separation for people from their spirit, the spirit that drives you. And so I'm here to offer my gifts with delight to the collective through the channels of social media. So if you have been following my channel, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I have been inconsistent with my posts, and truly it's just been a question of time. Just finding the time and creating the space and the time to offer to the collective messages that come in for the highest and greatest good of all. So I'm so grateful for your patience, and I am committing to creating space for these messages and these offerings that I get, the messages that I get from Spirit for all of you for your highest and greatest good. So recently somebody said to me, a client said, "Stephania, you're like a personal trainer for the soul." And I was like, oh, I love that. And I put it in my bio description on Instagram. Just thought it was funny. And, because it is, I do a lot of things, actually. Like, I do a lot with the work that I do, right? And so you go to the gym every day, right? And you exercise your physical body. You're nurturing your physical body. If you do the crosswords, you're nurturing your mental body. Most people, a lot of people are not spending time nurturing the spiritual energy that they are. In fact, one of the things I see a tremendous amount of resistance to meditation in my practice. And so, like I said, the demands of the ego are huge. And so that means that if you're somebody who's like, I can't, my mind won't quiet down. I don't know, I can't do it. It's your demands of the ego's demanding that you pay attention to it, that you pay attention to the surface level of your thinking. Your soul is saying, no, I'm right here. Pay attention to me. And as you do, you become more intuitive. You become more in tune. You become more connected. And then you can connect to the creation of all that is. You get intuitive hits. You feel, you hear, you see, your loving soul guides you, and not the demands of your ego and the confines of your limited thinking. So when I was dropping in to the messages for today, I was getting a message around change, difficult changes. Now, most people don't really like change, or the changes are uncomfortable because of the unknown, right? The uncertainty of like what's next. So if you've lost your job, let's say, or you're worried about your job, and there's a worry of the unknown, and you don't know what's coming next, it creates agitation in the radio frequency, right? It creates agitation and you don't know. And so then you don't trust, and then the change becomes very uncomfortable. You don't you resist it, right? And you like try to hold on and grasp. So there's this energy coming in around collectively for change. So if you found this message, you found this video, it could be that you are going through a change, you're about to go through some changes, and I feel like it's big. I don't feel like this is, changing, the kind of bread you buy, I don't know. It's like, it feels bigger than that. Like it feels like something that's significant in terms of a life change. Okay. So take it how it resonates and apply it. But remember, the next thing I got was, I was hearing act as if. So I was like, oh, nobody wants to hear that. I mean, it's like, act as if, you got to like pretend that everything's okay when you're, freaking out about the uncertainty. So again, I'm just like, this is all surface level stuff, right? And so if you're worried about it, like the last thing you want to hear is you got to act as if. And so that's like a law of attraction thing, right? But the truth is, that was the message. And so how do we do that? How do we get into an energy that offers the frequency of peace and calms our central nervous system down and our minds down to know that we are not alone, that we signal our future by how we're resting in our now moment. So by bringing attention to your breath, settling into the presence, being present to the presence, praying, asking your angels and spirit guides. I know when I'm in doubt, when I'm in, if there's things that come up, I'm human too. I give, dear God of myself, I cannot handle this. Take this off my shoulders. Take this off my heart. Show me the way. If you've tried everything else, why not try prayer, right? It's like surrendering, acting as if it's like so... letting go of the worry. When we worry, we create agitation. So the message is do the best you can to nurture the activity, the action, the feelings that help you feel lighter in your frequency, because you got to like draw to you this energy that everything is actually working out for you. And the call here for you is to trust. It's to trust that everything is working for your highest and greatest good. And so in the change I was getting, so as I'm dropping in to the change, one thing that comes up in my sessions is I can often do connect with departed loved ones. So people who have passed over. And just last week I connected in with a soul. A woman came to me for a session, and her father passed away 8 weeks ago. And so when I connect, I really just, it doesn't, you might think like it's like, oh, kind of woo-woo, but it's actually not. I close my eyes and I'm already in the energy. And I like to say, like, I can see someone in my mind's eye just sort of walking through the energy wall, right? So this man walks through the energy wall. I see him like in my movie screen, and I describe him. And she's like, yep, that's him. And he was giving me his hands with two baseballs. So he had a baseball in each hand, and the bottom of his hands were colored in black, and he had fire surrounding the baseballs. So I'm like, I don't know what this is. And I'm describing this to her. This is what I see. This is what I'm getting. There were other messages too. Like there were a bunch of other things that came in, but this is just the first thing. And she was like, yes. He loved baseball. Oh my gosh. And his favorite team was, whatever. And the team colors were black and orange. So it was a validation message for her. It made her feel so good. She was so happy, and it made her cry. A lot of people get very emotional when they hear from their loved ones, and it's my privilege to do this work. Like, it's such a gift, right? To be able to deliver a message from somebody who's passed over that you're grieving, and it warms your heart, right? To know that they are in the field. They are in the creation of all it is, the field, the spiritual field. From where we came is where they went, kind of thing. So as I was dropping in for this reading and as I'm connecting in now, and I often do connect with departed celebrities, interestingly. Not all the time, but they do tend to come in here every now and again. And it's funny because I'm like, I don't really need a backstage pass for anything because it's like they just kind of visit me. I don't know why. Anyway, so I was getting, and I'm getting Bobby Kennedy. So, and by the way, I want to say that I'm just making sure that this is recording. I'm not a political person at all. In fact, if there's a discussion around politics, I'm like the one who's not off. I'm not saying anything. And, I always say, to quote Samantha Jones from Sex and the City, I always find that the country runs better when there's a good looking man in the White House. And so, anyway, I'm just being silly. So Bobby Kennedy. Okay. So I don't really know I know who he is, obviously. I don't know like specifics. But as I'm getting in his energy, I was like, oh, that's funny. I wonder why you're here. And so as I'm in this energy with him, I'm getting the feeling like it's this thing around this change message. So the thing is that you could be someone who has been going through like tremendous grief, tremendous heartache, suffering, pain. Like I was getting this sense from him that he also, like through extraordinary grief and sadness, he was able to push forward and through his heart and passion and drive and the service to offer with delight in service to the collective, to do what is right. So this message from him is about, you got to follow, like in this life that we're living, you got to follow your passion. You got to be in service for the greater good, because life is fleeting. Your life can be gone like that, like this body, this time, it can be, that's it. And so, be passionate, be driven, be the change, like be the one, offer what you do, with transparency. Like I'm out here, connecting with a channel celebrity who's died, and I'm just offering the message, I'm like, yeah, at this point, I'm like, I don't care what people think. I'm just here. I'm here to help people in my service. Right. So that's the message I'm getting from him. You got to take your grief, you got to take your story, you got to channel that into purpose, channel that into passion, and be the change. Like the changes that you see, dream it. Like what you're dreaming, what you're wanting, it can be. And be that inspiration, be that leader, be that like drive. That's what I was getting, and that's what I feel from him. And I also get too that, like, if pass this along, I don't know if this will reach Robert Kennedy. He's been in the news, and I'm not much of a news person either. But the work, there's spiritual sickness that, like, the collective is spiritually sick, right? Which is why we have so much dis-ease. Dis-ease in the body is indicative of the spiritual sickness. So the more disconnected we are from our spirit, our source, our soul, the more connected and attached we are to programming, the choices, the decisions that we make, the greater the error will be, right? And so this thing around like his work with the health is important, and it's part of the drive, it's part of the passion, it's part of creating change and fighting against, resistance and obstacles. Like the greater the resistance and the greater the obstacles, the harder it is, right? But you got to keep going. And that this is a validation, like it's sort of like a validation message. Like we see you, good work, great work, keep up the good work. And we offer you blessings, that your work is blessed and that your work is successful. And so we offer that to Robert Kennedy now, as I connect in there with Bobby. Funny, my world. Anyway, so that's it. You just got to be open. And I feel there will be success. through the work that he's doing. However he's doing that, because I don't know I don't know really the specifics. Like I said, I'm not, I don't spend my time on the news. But I will say I did Google like a quote, like give me a quote from Bobby Kennedy. Some men see things as they are and say, why? I dream things that never were and say, why not? Why not you? You've got that dream. You want to make a change. Why not you? This is your validation message that you're onto something. So don't fear the change. Be the change. Go through with faith. Walk forth with faith. Know that you are supported, that you are guided, that we're here to offer into the collective in service from the heart, from the cosmic mind of God to help the collective. And so it is. All right. Act as if. On the bottom of the deck. What was I saying earlier? That I heard act as if. You guys just saw me do that. All right, just final messages from Spirit through the cards of the Oracle. What do we need to hear for our highest and greatest good? Wishing you so much love and light. Bring a gentle touch. Bring a gentle touch, meaning be kind to yourself. That's that message about being at peace. Taking action through mindfulness to cultivate a peaceful frequency so that when you are in that peace, you signal the future with that peace. You're more open then to divine messages, divine intuition, divine knowing that you are supported. Okay? Co-create with Spirit. Co-create with Spirit. You are never alone and you are never alone. If you would like to book a personal session with me, please click the link below. Also my Soul Glow course is also in the link below. Wishing you so much love and light, and I really appreciate if you like and share. It really means a lot to help the channel and let us just spread love, light, and peace around the world. And so it is. Namaste.